What's up, guys? It's Otsu. I have unboxing for Buddyfight, Futurecard Buddyfight. This is the latest pack set. Just came out this weekend. Break to the Future. So this set has 4 expansions for 4 clans: Magic World, Dragon World, of course, Katana World, which is the world I play, and Darkness Dragon World. So they get supports for Purgatory Knight. And then there's a 1 buddy rare for the new world called a Hero World, which is supposed to be like a Power Rangers type thing, so like Kamen Rider. And each box comes with a box topper for a different world. So these are character flags instead of just a flag. So mine's Magic World right here. All right. Alright, so hopefully I can pull some Katana World stuff. There's only 1 triple rare, but it's not even really worth that much, so it's pretty easy to get. Alright, so we got so this is Darkness World, Darkness Dragon World. So let's see, Hades Knight, Goldba, Death Ruler, Death Cushion, move. You got a parallel foil for an uncommon Dragon Knight Bokuden. And I got so I got the uncommon and the common foil. So I guess foils can just take up any slot. So I got it's like a god pack, right? But not for a good card, or a rare card, that is. I don't actually know if this card is good or not. Anyway, and no pain, no gain. So pay 2 gauge, draw 2 cards, and discard a card from your hand. Seems expensive, but it does work with getting cards back into their drop zone for wizards and 72 pillars. So we'll put these out. Dragon Knight Hartman, Bestie, Black Armor. Next time it'll be dealt damage to you, so it's a white dragon shield. So uncommon for Katana World. I mean, it's like geared towards ninjas, obviously, but it would work well in a Skull Warriors deck because you can discard what you need into the drop zone. But for me, discarding cards is a big cost. I'd rather pay a gauge. So, And Nightmare Revive. Alright. Oh, I think I saw a triple. Hand of Muramasa Katsukiyo. Burn Ship Soul. So we got generic cards. Draw a card on the field. Pay 3 gauge and discard a card from your hand. That's heavy cost, but hits anything, impacts, set spells, weapons. Gold Dragon Shield. Next time damage will be dealt to you this turn is reduced to 0. Try to get some good focus on this. Uncommon is Redemption Blood. Redemption Blood. Man, I got some awkward names. And Purgatory Knights. I'm pretty sure somebody wants this. So Purgatory Knights, Garum Lance Dragon. If you have a buddy monster with Purgatory Knights in its card name, reduce the size of this card by 1. So it's basically going to be a size 1 all the time because you're only going to play this in a Purgatory Knights deck. And during your turn, destroy another monster on your field with Purgatory Knights in its card name. If you do for this turn, this card gets an additional critical. You can only use it once per turn. I'm sure someone I know needs that card. Death Ruler Dispense. So size 0 with no restriction. So that's nice for them. Night Counter. You can only cast this card during an attack by your opponent's size 2 or less monster. If you have a Dragon Knight on your field, pay 3 gauge. Destroy all size 2 or less monsters on your opponent's field. Seems like what Dragon Knights usually do. Destroy everything. Purgatory Knights, Iron Gird Dragon. Uncommon. Demon Realm Architect, Gamijin. And double rare. Great spell, Devil's Rock and Roll. So what is going on in this picture here? So pay 4 gauge and pay 1 life. Return all size 2 or less monsters to their owner's hands and put the top 5 cards of your deck into your drop zone. Call up to 3 72 Pillars monsters from among them by paying the call costs. So I had a friend of mine comment on this card. So it's not a counter speed, so you can't like board wipe them, you know, like on their turn. It costs 4 gauge, and if you're going to call anything from your drop zone, you still have to pay the call cost. So after paying 4 gauge, you still have to pay some gauge for whatever else you might call. So doesn't seem very good, but I don't play Magic World, so I don't know. Alright, so we got Purgatory Knights, Silver Staff, Dragon. Actor Knights, Strength. Dragonic Survey, destroy a spell on your opponent's field. Seems pretty good for Dragon World. Epic Fail. You may only cast this card if a size 2 or less monster on your opponent's field is attacking alone. If there's a monster with Drago Wizard in its card name on your field, put that attacking monster into your opponent's gauge. If you do not have a monster with Drago Wizard in its card name on your field, return that attacking monster to your opponent's hand. So give them a gauge or bounce it back to their hand. Not sure what I would pick, because giving them a gauge could be pretty important. But you do get to choose. And rare for Skull Warriors, Diversion, Troublemaker, Bake Mujina. So move. It's the opposite stats as the Ninja Hayate move guy. So, yeah. Separate Whip Dragon. Demonic Dark Emperor Grobius. 0 critical. What's he do? You can only call this if you have 5 or more Black Dragon in your drop zone. Spectral Strike. So it kills. Hits Seeger. When this enters. Actor Knight's Temperance. We got Black Agenda. A lot of text there. And another double rare. Purgatory Knights Forever. Pay 1 gauge and you take 1 damage. Put up to 2 monsters with Purgatory Knights in its card name from your drop zone into your hand. So it's pretty good. It just resurrects 2 cards any size and puts them back into your hand. It's like, it's so weird. Just like all these other worlds, like Dungeon World, even Danger World sort of, and now Darkness Dragon World, they get to resurrect creatures like better than Skull Warriors do. And I'm pretty sure Skull Warriors is supposed to be like the world or the clan that is known for resurrecting things, and you can only resurrect size 1s in that for that archetype. Drago Wizard, Gan Alchemia, Crisis Field, Black Knight Hell Rapier, Death Counter. You can only cast this card during attack on your death monster. Choose death, gives it plus 4,000 defense and counterattack. And then Demon Somalian Zagan. So is that wine? Is he holding a bunch of wine? Yep. So cast cost, spells reduced by 1. Loud Ninja Fugumaru. Ninja Water. Purgatory Knight Blood Axe Dragon. Got a parallel for Obsidian Main Griva. So he's a Black Dragon and Death. Got some pretty beefy stats. No gauge cost. 1/1. Gow. And rare is the Actor Knight's Judgments. Demon Shield Dragon. Thirsting Creature Zanzera. Unfulfilled Desire. Grey Labrys Dragon. Purgatory Knights. Knuckle something. Let's say. Whatever. Purgatory Knight. Rare. this shield for Dragon World. Man, this shield, like, it just reduces everything by 1. It seems really good. And it does 6,000, but yeah, it does only 1 critical. But just from first glance, to me, it seems like it's pretty good. You know, like it only reduces 1 damage by link attack, but if they're going to link attack you, you can easily, Dragon Shield it. So, seems like it can save you a lot of damage. Triple, oh, look at that. So we got the triple rare that for Katana World. Super Lethal Formation. So this card counts as Secret Sword Lethal Formation. I was hoping I would pull an SP of this at least. So pay a gauge, and it does what Secret Sword Lethal Formation does, but also gives all your ninjas plus 1,000 defense and power. So I've actually been playing with this card, and at first, 1 gauge seemed like really expensive to me, but that power boost is super relevant for ninjas, especially if you have multiples of these out. Like, it just, like, with 2 of them out, like, Tsukikage can hit Seeger by itself. And then with Linzo out, if you have 2 of them, that's like an 8,000 shield defense. And, Inferno can't even hit that. Well, Inferno could pop it, but yeah, so I'm really liking this card the more and more I play with it. So, yay. I was actually missing 1, so it's good that I pulled it. So that's 2 triple rares and 2 doubles, I think. Let's see, I'm going to have to go through these a little quicker now. Oh, nice. Water Technique, Minawaga Kushi. So this is a oops for Katana World. Pays 2 gauge, but I also played with this card. And yeah, it's being able to bounce like a monster in the center and just clear away to attack them. But 2 gauge is definitely heavy, so I'm still playtesting with how many I want to run of this card. And then Dragon Knight, what is it? Mitsuhide? Hide? Perfect Beauty, Hyoshi Shirasagi. So nullifies Penetrate. Striking with the back of my sword. So I was playing with this card, and then I just dumped it, because it's dead card if you don't have a weapon equipped. And it's kind of clunky to play with. So it just, I don't know. I might go back to it, but right now, at first I was kind of excited for it, but now I'm just, it doesn't do enough, I guess. And yeah, the fact that you can't even kill your opponent with it, you can't burn them to death. So, size 1/3 critical Skull Warrior. And the size 3, let's see, put up to 2 Skull Warriors from your drop zone into fields, into this card's soul. So, Martial Artist Osumi. This guy. So you can sack this guy and pay 1 gauge to nullify one of your opponent's spells during their main phase. So it seems pretty good. And it's in the water build, so they seem to be more of like a disruptive clan and defensive. Ooh, parallel foil for Demon Way Kiribusuma. So this is a white dragon shield reduced by 2 damage. I actually have one of these already. Yeah, like the whole thing is foil. Look at that. But foil spells, they're not really... I feel like they're... like shininess is... You don't get to appreciate it as much because it's a spell, so you only show it once and then it gets to the drop zone. It doesn't sit on the field like a monster would or a set spell. So foil spells kind of aren't worth as much for me. Dead Scream. And this guy. Magic Artist Andy. Yeah, this video is 15 minutes already. I gotta hurry this up. Water. Lock Ninja. Was it Setsui? So when it kills a monster, gain gauge, but he himself does not do any critical. It's just a ninja, not a water. Life dwells in the flames of Hades 2. Rare Purgatory Knights. What is this? Demios? Oh yeah, so this is the Buddy rare from the last set. So you can sack one of your Purgatory Knights and stand it. So since there are size 0s in the deck now, so you could attack with your size 1, size 0 first, and then sack both of them to stand him twice. So he gets 3 attacks just himself, and yeah, so he definitely puts in a lot of work. Alright, I'm gonna pause here, just open up these rest packs and see what rares I pull. Okay, so here's everything I pulled. So I'll just show the parallel foils I got. So I got 2 commons, 2 uncommons, and 1 rare foils. So Hades Knight Goldba, Obsidian Mangriva, the Dragon Knight Bokuden, then Black Agenda, and the rare was Crush That Body and Sustain Mine. Has all the weapons and a huge wall of text. So this is like a Seeker for Dungeon World. So if your monster Purgatory would be destroyed by effect, then you get to gain a gauge, and then if your life becomes 0, then flip a card. If it's spell, your life becomes 2. You can only have 1 set at a time. Double rares, Great Spell, Devil's Rock and Roll, Purgatory Knights Forever, Black Dragon Spine Chiller, so it's a size 0 with Spectral Strike, deals 2 damage, but 0 critical. Electric Speed Ninja Inazuma. So this is definitely a card I was looking to get. So I actually pulled the 2 ninja cards I actually wanted. Does a lot of work, yeah, especially with ninja boosts and yeah, so that's good. So Purgatory Knight Swordbreaker Dragon is the other double rare. So when this card deals damage to your opponent, if you have 6 life or less, destroy an item on your opponent's field. So it only pokes for 1 damage, but yeah, killing an item can be really crucial late in the game. And the triple rares. So Super Lethal Formation, Purgatory Knights Lance Dragon, and then Dragon World Super Armor Dragon General Boldness. So no double attack on this guy, but it does 4 critical and 7,000 stats. So 3 gauge, but you can put 2 size 3 monsters from your hand into this card's soul. And then you can pay a gauge if you do destroy an item or spell on your opponent's field. So that second ability seems really good, especially against like against item heavy decks like Dungeon World or Danger World, plus spell set heavy clans like Katana World. And he has moves, so you can still attack with your weapon and defend, but lifelink 2. But no double attack though, but I guess being able to pop items and spells makes up for that. But yeah, you can only put in size 3 monsters, so I've seen Dragon World decks where it's just like all size 3s and they just focus on being beefy and then shielding for the rest of the turn. So this would probably fit for a deck like those. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.